Hello, 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 hello. Dirty trucking over here in Saginaw. Getting loaded. Coming at you with another fine video to document what be going on with these chassis, what we be experiencing with these chassis that's really out of our control. This light here on the drive here, I had to replace it. There was another light in there. The original light, I just replaced this light. The wire came out of it. The wind just snatched it out. The wind blew it out. The light went out. I had to come here and put one irons in there so it'll be a little bit more secure. These are the things that be out of our control when we be driving. These wires in these chassis are old. The prongs to the lights have been widening. They've been stretched open from the movement, more than likely from the wind and what putting your hand in here, dealing with the chassis in the box over time. So on my drive here, this light blew out. The wire blew out. The same as what happened when I had the chassis where I got the citation on Friday. Tell you another problem we have. We hook to these 7-ways, to these old chassis, and it causes all kind of problems to the truck. We have had pop fuses, shit come up on the dash, all kind of goddamn malfunction shit going on, hooking to these 7-ways to the chassis. We done changed goddamn pigtails I don't know how many times, because we done had pigtails where the prongs went out, lights not working because the prongs went out, hooking to these 7-ways. Another problem we have, I got back here after getting to this delivery to check this, and this was up like that. That's another problem we have. The lips on here be loose. It seems like it's snug when you're putting it in, but when you're driving and turning, and because of these chassis, these glad hands are not straight all the time. As you can see, these are turned like kind of diagonal. I had one that was turned damn near face up. We sometimes have them in different locations, be over there on the end, but this is what it does. And if my tapping on that lip does not tighten it up enough so it don't move, I usually take a zip tie and put it around there so to keep it in place. When I'm turning the truck, it don't move. These are the issues we have hauling boxes on these old chassis. It blows fuses, pop fuses. Hell, you can even have a power surge to blow out a headlight. But let's get to the issue of the headlight. Told you I had the other headlight come out. I mean, not come out, blow out. Friday. Trying to get a load off, the one where I made the video with something going on. It was this headlight here. Let's walk to the truck and turn on the headlights. All right. Because I do an inspection. Our safety guy was at the yard today, and he said he heard what happened to me. And he said he's sorry. Because he know I'm the one that care about the inspection of the equipment in the trucks. And they really can't believe it happened to me. Not me, the one that be on this shit. So, as you can see, the owner of the truck repaired the light. But he told me a story about that the harness of that light mysteriously was rubbing on the fender up under the hood. So I decided to take a look to see if I see any indication of rubbing, which I didn't, so I had popped the hood. Now, this is the light that blew out on me where I got that citation. It was fried. When I took it out, the top of it was black as all hell. So we're going to go up under the truck. So I want you to see the harness wires to see what I'm seeing, why I don't understand what was rubbing on what. Because if harness wires are rubbing, you're going to see an indication in the harness where it's rubbing. Body harness being black, the plastic covering, and his truck is white up under there, you should see some type of rubbing indication on the truck. So first we're going to go up under here and take a look. Let's see where the wires are to see if that caused the light to go out. I think it was the road conditions. You know, people know how to do dirty shit. They know how to pull your wire just in the right spot to cause something to go out. And these wires are pretty much, if you know what you're doing, to get your hand in there. If you're quick about it, probably could reach through here, run your hand up under there. Here are all the wires to the lights. Okay. Up there. Do you see anything rubbing? It's zip tied to the hood shock. Even right here. These are the lights. You see the lights where we connected in right there. The one that burned out is the middle one right there. Do you see anything wrong there? Now, that wire is in reach. I believe when I hit that rough spot in Ohio coming back from North Canton, that rough spot caused some type of power surge. It caused the light to fry out. Like I said, with daylight, I would have never known it. I ended up getting a citation for something that was out of my control. I didn't know it was out. I didn't know the roads did that. The roads had to do it. But now this light, the owner said that it was rubbing. Let me see if we can get in here. All right. All right. There are the lights there. Wires to the light. He said it was rubbing on something. That's what caused it to go out. So I'm going to pause the video. I'm going to pop the hood again. We're going to investigate. All right, it's Dirty Truck and I'm back. Just got loaded. I had to pull away from the dock and seal it up real quick. All right. This is what the owner of the truck told me. That the wire was rubbing. Okay, this is the wire that went out. As you can see, he got this on here. Said it was broken wire in there. He said it was broken wire in there. That's why it went out. How it got broken, I don't know. There's nothing right here this wire could possibly rub it on. This tape here, I don't know if he just put this on there or just recently did this. Look like he's doing something right here. But if there's rubbing, it would be an indication in the harness, flattening spots where it was rubbing. I don't see any indication that this was rubbing over here. He said this was rubbing on the fender. The only place I could possibly see this rubbing at would be right down in here. I don't see any indication of any rubbing. Even on here, the dryer, or nothing. I don't see any indication of where something was rubbing. That's what he said. But the light has been repaired. So, as you can see, the light is on. As you can see, this light is on. And I haven't had a problem out of the light since I got this citation. All right, we on this side. What could possibly be rubbing over here? There's only one spot. One spot that I noticed any type of rubbing that looked like there was rubbing that would have caused the light to go out. This is the light that went out. There's nothing wrong with the harness. There's no damage to the harness. There's no indication anything ever happened to the harness. But he said there was rubbing on the other side, on the light, the reason why that went out. Okay. Where I do see rubbing is there, right there. Because you can see the marks of the harness. And you should see some discoloration on the harness. Right there. That's where you see rubbing. But it's not flattened. It hasn't damaged anything. The harness is not flattened. If it was rubbing severely bad, it would be flattened. The wires probably be exposed and everything else. So, what caused the light to go out? What caused it to go out? Let's go back to the 7-way. Okay, you can see this is my handiwork of the light I put in. It is working, it's functioning fine. The wire's secure. Like I said, a 7-way. These 7 ways, the way they are wired, when we hook them up, it causes all kind of problems with the truck. So we're gonna check the lights. I noticed something pulling from the dock. We're gonna walk back here. Let me show you what happened sitting at the dock. I don't know if this went out before I got here. Or back it up to the dock, just sitting here. Bam! That light just went out. And I'm gonna reach back here and see what the problem is. And again, my hand, let me see if I can get past here so you can see what goes on. Can you see that wire dangling right there? And wire right there that's dangling in the center, that little black square piece goes into that light. So, and it comes out driving. So, if you're driving and that comes out, you don't know that. And this is not one of those newer trucks like I was driving at my last company that actually had indicators that the light had went out, a headlight went out, because the fault code for it, a low beam fault code would pop up. This is not one of those trucks. So, now, before I pull out of here, I got to go replace that light. Or try to run my hand up under there and see if I can get it in there. Let me see if I can do that. I'm gonna put you on pause, because if I can't do that, I got to go see if I can find a light and just bust that off, because I'm tired of fooling with it. These riveted lights are a headache and a hassle, because we don't carry a rivet gun. We don't rivet lights back in. Only the owner of the chassis would keep a rivet gun, but we bought these chassis from some damn where and use them as ours. So, but we don't rivet them in. All we do is we put this little rubber grommet on here, pop a new one in. Because this one was out when I was at the yard. This was all hanging off, and they had the wire in there. The wire was out of it, so I put the whole new light on there. Now, since I've been driving, or got here, bagged up to the dock, boom, that one went out. The wire's hanging. So I'm gonna put y'all on pause, see if I can reach my hand back there. If not, I got to go get a light and repair it. All right, I'm back. As you can see, I didn't replace the light. I was actually able to reach my hand back there and find the prongs, line them up, and get the wire back in there. This is what happened when we hauling these chassis. These things are old. Nobody's got any regulations. It's mandating they update their chassis, get rid of this old shit. They running, you know, they pick what they think is decent and run with it. So this is one of our company chassis, and I just want to show you what we experience, what we deal with hauling containers with these chassis. The wires of these lights do come out. The wind blows them out. The prongs on the light could be too loose and they just come out. There's no way we'll know it unless we go back and see the light out. Then when we deal with the light, we see the prongs is widened. That's why it came out. That one, the prongs got a little snug fit. So either another issue it could be, the wire is too short. And when the chassis is moving down the highway, it's pulling the wire and it's snatching out. So this is dirty trucking. Let y'all see I got it in there. As you can see, if you can possibly see, it's to the back. I got the wire back in there. So if it's staying there, great. If not, you just saw what the problem is. I'm making a video. And we get citations for this. This is out of my control. I have no control of that. The only way I would do it if it happened when I stop, and just like I said, now I am stopped. I just got loaded and I see the light out. So I fixed it. Now, if something happened while I'm driving, I have no idea if that wire snatches back out again. But if it does, I know what the problem is. That means the wire is a little bit too short and the movement of the chassis is pulling it out. That's out of my control. I'm not an electrician. It's not my job to rewire anything on these vehicles. As you can see, all my lights are on. And I'm going to actually put a zip tie on here to make sure, as added precaution, that that doesn't come up. Because we've been having that problem. I've been having that problem with loose lips on the glad hands. And back to the lights. He said something was rubbing. I have no idea. There's no dirt. Look like it's been rubbed. I don't know. But what I do know is, in my experience in trucking, the dirty shit that happened to me, the reason why I started this channel, they were cutting my tires. They were doing shit. I come back, lights was out. I don't know if they replaced them or what. Finding shit in the truck. All kind of shit was going on. Finding shit inside the cab that wasn't there. Stuff going on in the back with the airlines. Somebody took some small pinhole thing and poked holes in it. Because I had one of those airlines that actually had the little small holes that go down the line. Somebody actually took something and poked holes in it and caused an air leak. So I had to get a whole new airline. These are the things that I know to look for. I've complained about, nobody believes. But the right individual, if they want to get you a ticket, want to get you a citation, because you got a clean record like I did. You know, I'm still fucked up over it. And I told that safety guy, he telling me there's nothing I can do about it. Why not? I had no control of that light going out. I truly believe the roads caused it to go out because it was fried at the top. Now, when this light went out, when I took it out, nothing was wrong with it. The tip is gray on it, and it was still gray. There was no indication that it blew out or nothing. I actually got another light and put it in there, and it didn't come on. So that's when I knew it was another problem. He had to go in the wire. So the owner came down and took care of that. But this light here, I think it was some sort of power surge that happened. This is the light went out. There's no damage to the harness. It just fucking went out. And I believe when I hit that rut pass coming back from North Canton, Ohio, that light somehow got a power surge because it was fried. The top of it was black as all outdoors. So this is dirty trucking. Just showed you I just did an inspection before I took off. It just showed you some wires of the light was out. It happens. Wind blows it out. Shit happens. And it just happened right before I got to the weigh station. It was daylight when I pulled out of there. Ain't no way in the hell I would have known that light was out. No way. Something out of my control. And raggedy roads do contribute to a lot of vehicle damage. And so you can't say that the raggedy roads possibly didn't do that. Because the officer said he do believe it was the roads that did it. He do believe that. But I get a call from safety, you got 6 points. 6 points. You can't even tell me when the hell I got points on my license. I told the safety guy that today. He was shocked it was me. The only one that seems around here that cares about the equipment, making sure it's inspected, running legal. And you got me looking like I ain't checked a goddamn thing. And Dirty Trucking is pissed about it. So you just saw what I saw. I don't see the indication of anything that's been rubbing on there. I don't see any indication, because you see an indication on what was rubbing on it. You will see that. Some black skid marks from the plastic or the grooves in what was rubbing on it, like you just saw on this fender. So that's Dirty Trucking with a new video of shit that happens. Peace out.